Excellencies, distinguished guests, and my dear friends, good morning to one and all. It gives us great pleasure to extend a very warm welcome to you all on behalf of Team CEA. The Team CEA of KL University is a student organization body of KL University that aims to imbibe social consciousness into the student community and thus lay a foundation for a more selfless society. Technology is playing a major role in global development. Every child of the coming generations is ought to grow in a virtual world. Coding plays a major role in the growing virtual world. Python is a coding language which has a demand in the IT world these days. Team KLEF-CEA is here with a two-day webinar on Python. The webinar is addressed by our very own professor, Dr. V. Uday Kumar Garu from CSE department. I, on behalf of Team CA of Koneru Lakshmaya, deemed to be University, heartily welcome you all. We are delighted to welcome Dr. V. Uday Kumar Sir, Assistant Professor of CSC Department, to the webinar. Dr. V. Uday Kumar, working as an Assistant Professor, Department of CSC in KL University. He completed Computer Science Engineering, MTech, and PhD in JNTUH Hyderabad. He has experience for 13 plus years. He worked as assistant professor in CBIT Gandipeta, worked as assistant professor in SRDIST Nalgonda, and worked as assistant professor in MLRIT Dundigal. Let me have the privilege of inviting Dr. V. Uday Kumar sir to speak a few words. Sir?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Samantha. It was a very good introduction about me. And good morning to all students. Welcome to this webinar and a workshop kind of training training on Python students. And yesterday, Pishu Kumar sir has taken the training on Python, where he has introduced the basics of Python, and he has explained until loops. And today I'll teach the building data types of the Python students. That is the list, tuple, set, and dictionary. And you all will get an idea on what is someone is telling, like where is not here, and is it clear now? Anyone? Is it clear? If it is clear, please, okay, yes, someone has responded. Nice. So today, the session has started. It is already 11:10, and by then, and just stay with me for the next 2 hours, 1.5 2 hours. In these 2 hours, I will be explaining the building data types, and I will cover the methods that are involved in the building data types. Okay. Let me check few. Let me check. Is my voice clear now? Let me check again. Is my voice clear? Yes. Yes. Okay. Now, yesterday I'm there in the I'm the students. I'm there for the complete session, and you have seen the online GDP comparison of the Python. Okay, and now today, let me just share my. I hope it is visible to you. Let me just close the call open. Okay, see, what is that you have to do is those who are new to this Python. Okay, I recommend you to install the Python ideally. Okay, that is, I think Python download. Once you click on Python download, see here you can find Python. Okay, once you click on that, you can see download Python 3.9.5. Again, the version 3.9.5. So whichever is the earlier version, the latest version, you can find in this python.org website. You can download it straight away. And there are no complications in installing Python, students. You can straight away download and start installing. Okay, and one more recommendation, once you have downloaded and installed Python, and while executing the programs, once you have started executing the programs for students, I recommend you to execute the programs a place where you have not installed Python. Usually, we actually install Python, any software of that in the C drive, students. We actually the default drive that our operating system installs new software is the C drive, right? And once you install in the C drive, students, you save your executable programs somewhere other than C drive. Okay, somewhere other than C drive, students. I'm still getting the voice is not clear. Is my voice not clear, students? Please respond. It's going to be like you have to hear what I'm saying, and you should also see what I'm executing. Still, don't you get Let me just adjust myself. Students, are you able to hear now? You are not able to hear? Just keep chatting with me so that I'll understand. Not able to hear? Yes. Is it? I suppose. Is it okay? Okay. Let me just start with my my webinar. Let me start. Okay. So what I'll do is I will just open the content that will be useful after the class. The content that will be mailed to you. The content will be the Word document to students. So whatever I execute the programs, I put it in this and with some explanatory content. Okay. So today, let us go with the Python built-in data types. Okay. One thing I want to make you clear, like, when people want to learn Python, okay, so someone asks you, like, what is it you have learned in Python? Is that you can tell, like, you have learned the basic data types, and you have learned if the structure of if how the if will be, and you have learned the for loops, okay, and how do you manage, and important things like the Python built-in data types is like something like they actually behave like they are unique to this Python students. Okay? These built-in data types are there where you have learned in from C language. The first language that you have learned is the C language students. In that you can find the derived data types like arrays, and you can find a derived data type like pointer and structure. Okay, we are there from the C language students, but in Python students, there is a huge dynamism that has incorporated in this Python language. Okay, now the first one that we are going to learn is the list. And the second one that you are going to learn is the tuple. And the third one, which you are going to learn, is the set. And the fourth one, which you are going to learn, is dictionary. Okay, these are the four building narratives which you are going to learn today. Once you have learned the basics of the Python which I have learned yesterday, and today you are clear with this list, tuple, set, and dictionary students. And from this, from these 2 day students, you can start exploring Python. Okay, what is that Python can do? If anyone asks me a question like this, what is that Python can do? And my answer is that what Python cannot do. That will be the answer in the field of the computer science. Okay, now see, before this, the famous language that has taken over the world is the Java language students. Okay, and Java is very lucky when it has started growing when the internet is conquering the world. Internet has conquered the world. Okay, and for exploring this internet and all this, Java has taken a seed from the internet, and it has developed it anything. And now the Python has taken over the Java language students, and you can develop websites like what Java is doing. And in addition to that, today the trending topics in the entire world is the machine learning and the artificial intelligence students and the data science. Okay? And machine learning or artificial intelligence, or you want to become a data scientist, then the language that you have to learn is Python students. In these 2 days, what is that you are going to learn is the basics of the Python. For any language, you got to be clear with the basics of the programming language. Once you are clear with the basics, students, taking the basics as a seed, you can just grow just like that. Okay? Now, the next step that we'll do on this document is we'll just uh, insert a table, and each time we insert a table students, each time once we learn each built-in data type, we are going to fill this table. Built-in type. Okay, so let me just. So I hope it is. Is it clear? Whatever I'm typing, is it clear? Can one of you type it in the chat box? Whatever I'm typing, is it visible to you? Are you able to hear? ordered, and whether is it readable, is it readable or not. So I'll tell you, and whether it can contain case. This is how you can so the first one is list, the second one is tuple, and the third one is set, and the fourth one is dictionary. Okay. So let me just fill this column representation. So how do you represent list is this bracket. So how do you represent tuple is this bracket. Okay, this is square brackets. This is curly brackets. And how do you represent set is curly brackets. Dictionary also curly brackets with a slight difference with all the other Britain derives. Dictionary can be considered as some special kind of Britain derived students. Okay. Now, slowly we have to fill all this column, and this column. So what is that we are going to fill here is we are going to fill whether the list is ordered or not, tuple is ordered or not, set is ordered or not, dictionary is ordered or not. So what is this mutability? What is this mutability? Mutability means once you create a list, whether it can be changed or not, changes are allowed in the list or not, changes are allowed. Okay, and the next is tuple is allowed or not. The next is tuple is allowed or not. And the next is tuple. Once you create a tuple, changes are allowed. The changes are allowed or not. Set. Once you create a set, the changes are allowed or not. And next, once you create a dictionary, the changes are allowed or not. And see, students, is it not clear now? Not clear? Still not clear? It is not at all clear. Not clear, students? Okay, there is some disturbance. I hope it is clear now. Actually, I'm not using any headphone. I think it was clear now, right? I think we'll come loudly. Okay, is it fine? Okay, let me go on with this. So the task is here. Once we are done with that is once we are done with filling all these elements here, all these elements, we can assume that we are done with our tasks. Okay. So meanwhile, you just keep on chatting. Just keep on chatting, students. Since a few students are telling this louder, okay, because you are telling like not able, not clear. We actually think like you are not able to hear. So it's a kind of shouting type of lecture is going on here. Okay, okay, let me just carry on with this. Let me keep the heading list. Okay, so okay, list is a as mentioned is a built-in database. Okay, and list. So this is where you actually I'm just telling that laptop students. I'm not using any microphone or other. I'm just directly speaking in my laptop. Okay. I hope, is it visible to you? Whatever I'm showing to you, do you respond to that? Is it visible to you? Yes.
Sir,
Okay.
your voice is not clear, sir. Uh, it's visible, but your voice is not clear.
See, actually, before we both of us spoke at that time, is it here?
Uh, it's now it's not clear, sir. Your voice.
Once let me check.
Yes, sir.
Is it clear now?
No, sir. Sir,
Clear?
sir.
Is it clear now?
Yeah. Yes, sir. Okay, sir.
Is it clear? Okay.
It's better, sir. Okay, sir.
Okay. Radhika.
Okay, sir.
Thank you. Uh, Lakshmi Sai Krishna versus. Thank you. Thank you for your response. Okay. Now, whatever you're seeing is a Python shell students. In this, usually you actually see the output of the Python program. What you are seeing is a Python ideally. To practice Python programs, students, you can go for Python ideally, or you can go for the installation of Anaconda. Anaconda is one where you can do this analysis, this data analysis kind of students. Okay, you can actually import a lot many packages that are actually incorporated in Python students that are actually useful for your data analysis. One student has installed PyCharm. Yes, very good. PyCharm is one thing where you can actually practice this Python program students. You can open the online website students. You can actually open online websites like yesterday you have seen online GDB is one you can actually practice these Python programs. So the student community students, you can actually start with the Python ideally. Once you have done with Python ideally, you can move to other platforms. Okay, the platform is the difference students, the only the visibility, the way you see the user interface is the different students, but the syntax, the semantics, the logics and all, everything is the same. Okay, now let me go for the first list execution of the first list program. Usually, already shown, the Python is represented with square brackets. Okay, now let us fill all these three students with respect to list. Okay, later we can actually go for, if you are actually doing somewhere, if you are trying to practice somewhere, okay, then you can do it, students. I'm just showing Python ideally. If you are trying to practice my programs in the PyCharm or Jupyter, you can as well do it. No problem with that. Okay, nice. One student is doing it in Jupyter Notebook, one student in PyCharm, super. Now, whenever before actually typing the program, you need to save. Now see here, what is that I'm getting here is a drive where which is actually stored in the C drive, students. Normally default it comes here. So whatever you have to do is just don't execute the programs here, wherever these are the installed files. Okay, whenever you have installed, these are the files that are there here. Okay, now once you install, you just go to a drive where you have not installed. Now I'm going to some other, this is the C drive which I installed your Python. I'm just going to D drive. In that, you can find these Python program, students. Okay, so here, just saying list one and set. Okay, so here you can see list one. Okay, in this, so what is that I'm doing is I'm taking the data here and not only numbers, it is just a sequence type, students. This list is a sequence type. So first number is one, second data is two, third data is three, the fourth data is some string. Okay, and fifth data is some number, float number. It is a collection of different data types. Okay. Once you say list is a collection of, once you say in the C language you call array. What is that you call array? Is a collection of same data type. Okay, the data types that you have to give in the array is it should be all data should be integer, all elements should be integer, all elements should be characters, all elements should be float, all elements should be a string. Okay, but in this students, in Python students, they have used the same concept, but you can actually go for different data types. Okay, and simply you just of L. Okay, once you have done with that, yeah, you can see you save it. Once you type it, you save it, and once you run, now you can see the output here. Okay, this is the editor where you can type, students. This is the editor where you can type and see the output you can see in the shell. Okay, now let me just print. Let me just print L of 0. So whenever I say like this, let us check what is that it is going to do. What is that it is going to print? It is going to print when this is the output of the first statement, the output of the second statement. So to make it clear, uh, uh, elements of list. Okay, here you can do an explanation. So what element, what is that you are printing? First element of list is. Okay, once you give an explanation in the output statement, students, it will be very clear. Whoever is running your program, whoever is seeing your program. So elements of the list are, these are the elements, and the first element of the list is, one. Okay, so okay, once you say L of 0, students, the first element is getting printed. Okay, so what is that you are actually understanding about this? What is this? You have to understand the list elements. Once you give the list elements, all the list elements are ordered. They are actually ordered. Okay. One student is giving a response like 0 position element is one. Very good. One. 2, 3. This is for the day. This is for this is 1. This is 2. This is 3. This is Uday, and this is 23.5. So what is this? This is L of 0. So what is this? This is L of 1. So what is this? This is L of 2. This is L of 2. Okay. So what is this? This is L of 3. And what is this? This is L of 4. Okay, I hope you have understood this, whatever I'm explaining, whatever I'm trying to show you. Once you are able to access their elements through the index students, it means that the elements in the list are ordered. So once you can type here, yes, the elements in the list are ordered. If you are able to access the elements using an index, okay, exactly in the zeroth position, element 1 is sitting at the third position, at exactly at the index 3. This is the fourth position actually. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. According to the position, this string is in the fourth position, but according to the index, it is in the third index. Okay, that you should understand. There's a difference between the position and the index. Okay, that one actually plays a key role. Now, what is this 23.5? The position is 5, but the index is 4. Okay, if you are able to access using an index, then the list elements, the list elements are actually ordered. Okay, I hope you have understood regarding the list elements. List elements are ordered or not. Is it clear? Once it is clear, students, we go with the other methods. And the time, we are limited with the time. Let us go with the other elements. Let me go for, say, let me say L of say some 3, L of say some 3 equal to 4, 5, some 3, 4, 5, 6. L of 3. I'm giving some number, some random number. And later, what is that I'll do is I'll print the list once again. Once again, I'll print the list and see what really happens. To understand the programming language, just now see here, what is that I have done here is in the L of 3 in the position 0, 1, 2, 3, index 3. This is the index 3 students. The position, this is 4. In 3, I have given 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, what is the output that we got? What do you think that we got? Here in this position, we have the string students. In this, you have 3, 4, 5, 6. That is, once you create a list, once you have created a list, students, the list actually allows you to make some changes. Once it allows you to make some changes, students, is it mutable or is it immutable? Is it mutable? Yes. You can change the list once you have created a list. So this is what is called mutability. If people actually ask you among what is the difference between this list, set, tuple, and dictionary, if you are able to explain with respect to mutability and immutability, students, and that actually tells that you have actually understood all the built-in dynamics. Okay, and let me just take one this is called EM. Okay, in that again some numbers 67, and here I take some string inside, and after that I take some number this 45.8, and here again I take 45, and here I'll take 67, and I'll close this. So what is that I want to tell you? It's like 45 is an element, 67 is an element, and psi is a string. 45.8 psi is an element, 45.8 is an element. Again, 45 and 67 both are got a repeater. Okay, repetition. So this by this, if you are able to, if the list is able to take this, then we can type here yes. Otherwise, no. Let me check. Let us check whether the list M is actually taking the duplicate elements or not. Okay, so let us give an explanation about it. List of elements, list of elements of M R M R. Okay. So once we give this, once you type anything, save it, and around the module. Now, the list of elements are 45, 67, side it is able to take the duplicates. So once it is able to take the duplicate students, list actually allows duplicates. So we are done with the list students. That is, we are done with just the properties of the list, just the properties of the list. And we are not done with the method students. Still, we are yet to see the methods of the list students. I think we are clear with the properties of the list. Are you clear? Yes. Once you are clear, let me go with see some random methods. Okay, so here this is how you actually give a comment. Okay. Once you want to give a comments, okay, you can give your comments like uh, this is list yum. You can give a comment like uh, this is list yellow. Okay, so you can give a comment here like uh, printing element element at the index 0. Index 0. Okay, you can give comments like that. Okay, and you can also give what is that you are typing here. What is what you are typing? Just all basics of list. What is that you are typing here? And this is basics of list. Okay, so let me just do this. And, I'll just it here. Okay, so this will be the basic statements of the list students. Let us go for the methods now. So I'm doing it in a single program. Okay. Let me go for the simplest of the simplest one. First, let me create a list like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay, these are the list elements. Okay, now let me print sum of elements of list is sum of elements of list is. Okay, you can use the method sum and you just pass the list. The list name here is n. Okay, the names of the list can be yellow, it can be yellow, it can be yellow, or it can be any random name, students. Okay. So let me just save this, and you need to look at the last statement, that is print of sum of n. Once you run this, So what is that we are getting? We are getting the sum as 28. So 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6 plus 7 is 28. So are you clear with this method? Okay, and next, let me go for the other method. The let me I want to say I'll change this. I'll change this list and adding three here. Okay. First reference. Let me actually see the since duplicates are allowed. First occurrence of element 3 is. So there's a method. See, since you have seen, since if you know C language students, you know to actually calculate the sum of elements of a collection that is, then you need to write a set of statements. Okay, and here if you want to actually print the first occurrence of the element E students, then you have to actually use some logics in the language C language students. Okay, because you have to write a program which actually contains some logical statements. Okay, in Python students, they have incorporated so many methods. Okay, in this 2 hours session, students, you are going to see the basics of these built-in data types, and after this class, and it is you are build up a lot of interest in Python and try to explore what are all there in the Python language, students. Okay, and to see the first occurrence of the element three students, what is that? What is that you have to do this? N dot and index of say 3. Just typing it, and let me just save it, and let us see the first occurrence of element 3 is 2. This is what is element 3. This is the place where element 3 is present, and this is index 0, index 1, and index 2. Okay, it is actually giving the indices. Now, to learn programming language for students, you people have to type the program and see the output for yourself, and then only you can conclude that you are actually learning the programming language. Okay, now let me go for the other method, the meaning of list n is. Okay, so how is that you are going to find it? You have to just use the method min and pass the list n. You have to pass the list n to the method min. Okay, you have to pass the element 3 to the method index. You have to pass the list n to the method sum. That is how you actually have to understand. Now save it, and once you run it, now the minimum of list n is n. Let me give the minimum value. Let us give a more meaning to the statements in the output, students. And once you type this, the minimum value of list n is 1. Okay. And you can actually get more, and how do you actually get interest in programming language? How do you get is by typing this other code. Okay. How do you actually learn mathematics? How do you learn mathematics? By reading, by actually writing in the notes. You have to take a pen and a paper. The same holds with the coding as well. Now, let me go for the other list of students, say 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Okay. Now, let us, what is it I want to do is I want to add all these elements 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 into a list n, so that my n actually it displays the elements from 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and also 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So what is that I want to do here is uh, I yes, someone is asking like, no need to keep the semicolon in the last. Not really required. Not really required, students. It actually means the end of the statement. This actually means end of the statements. And you know, in the Java language, in the C language, it is required for us to actually type the semicolon, which actually indicates the end of statement. In Python, that is removed. It is obvious that once we are typing here, it means that it is end of the statement. And this is the beauty of this Python language, students. What they have done is they have taken the drawbacks of the previous languages and they have used those drawbacks as the advantage in Python. Okay, it's very comfortable in actually using this Python, students. N dot. So what is it? I'll use extend N dot extend. I'm using P. So let me just I'm using an extend and then off. I'll use a statement elements of N R. So let me just print the list N and see like what it actually prints. So we have extended the list N by adding the elements 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Now it is actually changed. So how do you actually prove that? How do you actually prove that list is mutable? Because you have the methods. List actually contains the methods insert, and you can actually use an assignment statement, and you can actually change the elements. Now the list n is like this. Now you are able to add the elements of this list p to n and modify the list n as a whole. Because since we have these methods like this, you are able to change the listing. And one student is asking me, yes, we are appending it, students. We are appending it since we are adding the elements in the last 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, or in the last, we can actually understand that like extend method is actually appending the elements in a list. Likewise, if this extend and so let me just write like some uh, n dot append since you have used append 123 and let me say try to type. Let me just use the statement. Use the statement and save this and run this and see it 123. Okay, you can if you want to add a single element, you can go for append method. But if you want to add a set of elements which are there in the list, then you can go for extend method. So many methods are there that are there in the list. Then you can go for any of the methods depending upon the requirement. Let me go for the say let me actually go for some list, say some k equal to some 23, 78, 45, 34, 12, 9, 2. Okay. Elements which are given are in the unsorted order. Now we are required to sort them. Okay, those who are actually practicing, if you are few students are responded like you are doing it in Jupyter or Python, or if you are doing it in IDLE, please type students so that you actually understand. If you're not able to type all the statements, at least type few statements so that you understand what they're actually doing. You can understand the beauty of the Python language. What is that I want to do here is I want these elements which are actually in unsorted order. I want to sort them, students. Now, how do you sort? How do you sort? Is A dot throw RT of let me give nothing sort off. Okay, and let me print. Let me print. So the elements in list elements in list K are. Okay, let me just print the list K. Now save this. Let me save this, and once we run this, now see here the elements which are actually given in an unsorted order are actually sorted. They are actually given in an unsorted order, right? That 2, 3, 7, 2, 34, 45, they are actually unsorted order because they are actually sorted with just a function in method in the list, students. So the same thing if you have to do it in C language, I'm always referring it to C language because students actually learn C language first. And later you actually learn Python. Okay, to understand the beauty of the Python, once you have a knowledge in the C, then only you understand. But if you are able to directly do it in Python, it's okay. But you need to understand the beauty of it. Okay, and let me go for the same statement. K, okay? The list K, what I'm doing, the list K students, and I'll do the same sorting students, but here the sort function actually contains uh, contains a argument that is reversed. Reverse. Okay. Now here mention it as true. So see what I'm writing. Mention it as true, and once again, let me print. Let me print. Let us see this will work on. I've just given. So here, what it means here is there is a reverse students, but that is false. Reverse is assigned as false here. Okay, once the reverse is true, let us see what really happens. Now, see here, whatever we are seeing, the name true is not defined, so you should not give true like that. So, how is that here? Once look at the arrow students, K dot sort of reverse equal to true. Okay, I'm giving a statement like this. Now, what it is giving is true is not defined. It's not in your interpreter. Python interpreter is not able to understand what is this true. Well, once you have made some changes, few students are actually responding super. They are helping me out. And once you are done here, this is what you are going to get. You can do it in increasing order, or you can sort it in a decreasing order. Okay, both you can actually sort the element students. Okay, here also there is a reverse, but here it's a kind of uh, reverse equal to false. Then you want the reverse. Compulsory you want the reverse students. Okay, then you should actually initiate that reverse to true. Then you'll get it. Okay, now let me go for the other method. The other method, say some print of so n dot not n but n k, right? K dot pop. K dot now pop is deleting the elements. Now let us see the output students. So this is as of now our K list is like this: 78, 45, 34, 23, 12, 9, 2. Okay. Once it is like this, now once you save it and once you run this, 78, 45, 44, 23, 12, 9, 2. Now here, this 2 got deleted. Okay, now, so that is, it actually pops. Pop means what? It actually removes. Removes the last element. Okay, now let me give an explanatory output statement. Element, removed is. Element removed is. Okay. Once you give an explanatory statements, people actually understand what you are actually trying to show in the output. The element removed is 2. Now let us go with the other pop statement. There is other kind of pop statement students. Let me say some 3. Okay, let me say 3 and save this and run this. So 3. So element removed is 3. So why only 3 is actually removed? This is an index 0, 1, 2, and this is an index 3. Okay. Remove an element. Removes element at a particular position. Okay. Removes an removes an element. It removes an element at an index that will be a better statement students. Removes an element at an index. And I put are you clear with the methods of the list students? Methods of the list still there is some more that we need to discuss the list. Let us go with the other and of which you have to look actually need to understand this. So the list, say some list 2. List 2. Okay. Now let me go for the other, say list 2 equal to where is it? I type this now. I take a string in this. That is a string, some random string. Hi, where are you students? You just not take a bracket. And next, what is it I want is now, what is this list? List 2 I have given. So I will give a different name here. String. String equal to hi, how are you students? I'm taking a string. Now, what is it I want is all these hi, how are you students is completely a string students, including space. After hi, you have a space. After how, you have a space. After are, you have a space. After you have a space. Okay. Combining the space and the string start, this is a single one string. Okay. This is one value. Now, what I want is I want this R, how are you students should be each element. Okay. This is one single element. Whatever you are seeing is a one single element. I want these to be a set of elements. This should be a separate element. This should be a separate element. This should be a separate element. And this should be a separate element. Okay. Now, how do you actually do this? Yes. Now I'll take a list 2 equal to, now I'll write string dot split. Okay. Yeah, split function. Now you are seeing a new function students that is split, and let us actually print the list 2. Let us print list 2. Now save this. Now once you run this, okay, now each became a list. Each actually became a list. Okay. Now this actually prints what? This actually prints the string. This is a complete string, one element. That one element is separated by spaces. Whenever the interpreter sees a space, okay, whenever the interpreter sees a space, students, these strings, this I, how, this R, U, students are divided into separate elements, students. And suppose say I remove a space now. Okay, I remove a space. Now save, and once again if you run, okay, now see here, this U students is one element now. Okay, that space is actually taking the key storage. Okay, now let me go for the other string where I will say string to equal to I write welcome to Python Python web shop. Welcome to Python workshop. Website I goes, I not include space. Whatever I'm doing is I'm actually separating them with a comma. Okay, separator. Comma is actually called separator students. It actually separates. Okay, this is welcome. Welcome to Python workshop. Okay, now what is it? I want this. I want now this is a complete one string. Okay, though you have separated each string right from to right on with the comma, this is one complete string stretch. It's not separated. It is one single element. Now again, this one string, how you have divided this, you have divided this complete one string is divided into a set of elements, and likewise, I want to separate this with a separate elements. Okay, how you will do it? Now I will do it, say list 3 equal to, once again, you write string, string 2 dot, string 2 dot split string 2 dot split, and we just write com. Okay. And once again, what you do is you just print. Let us do whether it will work or not. Now, one thing that you need to understand here is to understand the programming language, you need to type the programming statements. You know, for the student, there will be fear that, this statement might work, may not work. It doesn't really matter whether it works or not, students. What really matters is whether you are typing that statement or not. Okay, let me run this. See here, interpreter has given me an uh, error, syntax error. There's a syntax error. So what is that syntax error? This one, okay, you have to uh, it is in a string. It is in a string. But you need to tell the interpreter that this comma is in the string. Okay. Now to make the interpreter understand this comma is in a string, you need to give it in a double quotes. Once you have given the double quotes, let me see. It has done. See, for value students. Now, list we need to see here. Once again, I have given a list 2. Let me give list 3. Now, save this, and once again, run this. Now, welcome to Python workshop are the individual elements. Okay, likewise, students, you can actually go on with one. You can play with this. You can actually play with this split function. Now, let me go for this string e equal to practice practice space Python practice Python. That's it. And anchor anchor the Good. That's it. This is today's code. Okay. Once you practice Python, so let me just separate this. Separate this with a hash. Separate this with a hash. Once you separate this with a hash, it indicates that each is a separate string. But now, since you have given in double quote students, this is a complete string, one string. Now, how do you separate this? Now, give list 4 equal to string 3 dot split of. Now, you have to mention the words so that it actually understand that is there in the string. And now you print of list 4. Once you print list 4, let us actually see what it prints. So practice Python and conquer the world. So here, the separator here is the hash. Like this, if you are not giving anything, it actually takes space. Okay? Your interpreter is considering space. If you are giving any symbol, any character, anything, that actually considers as a separator. It actually considers a separator. You can do anything, students. It can be empty or split function, split method can contain anything with arguments or without arguments for that matter. Here, no argument. We can write it as no argument. Okay, here, you can tell like comma is the comma is the argument. Okay, so this is how here you can write like hash. Hash is the argument. Okay. I hope you have understood the list method, set of list methods. These are the list methods that we have discussed, and this is one split method. So let me just copy on this. On this. And next. Okay, and the other is the split. That's the split method. Next split method, you can play once you understood what is all this. The next part that I want you to understand is on the list. Now we are actually spending. This document will be shared, students. That's why I'm making this. The next thing that you should actually understand is the let me list comprehension. This is what you are trying to understand. So what is this list comprehension is? Now first let me just understand this. So we put this here, and in this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, taken a set of numbers, and after this, I'm taking print the method to print the elements of the list. Now, once you save this, there is nothing new in this. What is it I'm doing is the list, just printing the list elements here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, now the next one that I want to say is how do you take the input to keyboard? How do you take the input to keyboard? So for that, first let me take the n. Actually, what is my intention here is To take the elements n, how many number of elements do you want to take in the list? So here, let me take int of input of enter the number of elements, of elements. So once you have taken n, now let me take the for I in a range of 0, comma n. Okay, 0, comma n. It's not the semicolon, it's colon. Okay, once you give the colon, students, okay, indentation. There is one important thing called indentation. There's a lot of different things in other languages and this language. Okay, there are no curly brackets to mention the block. Okay, you need to understand this. No curly brackets like the other languages. You actually use curly brackets to mention the block. Here there is nothing like that. There is removed actually. That is removed. Just follow the indentation. And here, what I'll do is I'll take a list. Now, before actually using it here in the for loop, you need to declare the L here equal to some empty, and here L dot and out. So what is it? We have to implement the value that you are getting in I. Okay, and after this, print of L. Okay, so once you print L, what is it we are getting? File, so number of elements. So I want to give 5. So we are getting 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. I want the list to be 3. Let's add 0 here. Now once again, save and run. The number of elements is 5, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice. Now, if you want 5 here, see here, here I have given 6, so it has printed until 5. Here you have given 5 here, it is printing until 4. Now, you want to print 5, and here the number of elements to be printed is 5. Okay, 0, 1, 2, 3, you want that element 5 also. Then what you are required to do is just type here and 1. That's it. Okay, so whatever it will do, just run the pattern. And once you give 5 here, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, this is how you read the elements. Once you give the elements students, you can actually append them. So you have actually seen what is append. Now, what is this list comprehension? What is this list comprehension? List comprehension actually allows you to write this particular that you are actually seeing in a one statement, actually one set instrument. Now, is that we are going to do it. Now, whatever I'm typing is the list comprehension. List comprehension. Now, list comprehension actually is typing the statements in one single line. It actually allows this. This is one method, one way. Okay, and you can use this in your coding whenever you are going into some coding here. This list comprehension actually plays an important role. Okay, there is one thing, students, once you are actually going for coding, people actually ask you to write the code in lesser lines of code. Okay, but the lesser lines of code you write, the better coder you are. Okay, keep this in mind. It's not that once you type 100 lines, 200 lines, 300 lines, to consider that as you as a coder. Each line actually has an importance. You have to make it like that. This is how you have to write the coding students. This is how you have to write the code of lines. Okay. And this in this list comprehension, how you actually write this. Now let me take here L equal to the square bracket actually indicates that we are actually using a list. Now let me type say some let's okay, that actually indicates an element for for x in for x in say range some range of 5. Let me give this and say I'll go for rent year. Okay, for x in range of 5. Here's some range of 5. Once you give the range of 5 students, it actually takes from 0 to 4. Say the previous program 5. Let's see 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is once let me give units. Let me give the explanation for what elements elements after elements after in list L in list L R in list L R L. Okay, now you want that 5, right? So let me give 6. So save this, and once you run this, 5, and here this is for the atom students. We are actually doing the number of elements, and you are appending all the elements into the list. And see after comprehension, see in the single line we are taking the formula. Okay, that's a beauty of this Python language students. Because so many advantages are there once you are going for Python language. So many advantages. This is one particular advantage. List comprehension can be considered as a unique feature of this Python language students. Yeah, both comprehension, list comprehension. Let me actually go for the other example of this list comprehension. That is say some list L, some square bracket. So what is it I want to is whatever I want is for first let's write for x in for x in L for x in L in list L. So let me use a different name for this L for x in L. So the reason I want is I want you to put the elements that are there in list L. These are the elements 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So whenever I want this, I want you to actually multiply. Okay, how we actually do this star x. Close the bracket. Close the bracket. So the elements which are there in L will slowly come to x. So once the elements are there in x terms slowly, once that element will be multiplied by 2 and kept in the list M. So you are telling this as M because you have written everything in square brackets. Now print of M. Once you give print of M, now elements, let me just take this elements are in list M are elements of comprehension in list M are. I'm trying to print the elements of M. 5. So the elements of the comprehension in list M. This is how we get. So these are the elements of list N, and these are the elements of list M. Okay, 0 into 2 is 0, and 1 into 2, 2 into 2, 3 into 2, 4 into 2, and 5 into 2. So to actually write this in the language students, it actually takes some time. First, you need to read the list M in one variable, and that variable actually multiplies with 2, and that those elements have to be read into list M. This actually takes set of statements in other language. And list comprehension actually gives you a chance to write in one single statement. Okay, it makes you to write in one single statement, students. Okay, this is one thing. Okay, and let me just copy this. This is the split. And this explanation is given under this given under list comprehension, students. Okay, this is what you have to look for. So these are the ways where you can take the input. These are the ways. These are the ways you can take the input. List comprehension is a one way which actually makes you to write in one single line. This is the guideline, students. Okay, let me just save this. I'll give it to the organizers, and organizers will communicate direction to the back. Okay, so if you clear the list, so this actually takes more time because it is having the lower method students. Now, let me refer the let me refer the couple. Let me write a statement, couple or tuple. You can call it, people actually call it as tuple, and we sometimes call it as couple. Okay, how it is, the spelling is clear. Couple is a built-in data type. Okay, couple is a built-in data type, and in new, let me go for file, save as, one. Couple one. So once you want to save students, you save it in different folder. Okay. Then all your programs will go. Usually I'm asking you to save these, execute these programs in a different folder is, executing few programs, there's likely that you are going to get some errors, not errors in the program. Okay. Your interpreter will not be able to compile. Okay, whatever is separate, okay, you need to save these programs in a separate, from the inception, from the starting itself, you start executing the programs in a separate drive. Okay, like I have shown you in the beginning of this webinar. Okay, now let me just type T equal to. So what is the implementation for our couple that we have written is this bracket. Now once you are clear with this, once we need to make sure that is file, couple elements are on, then you can change the elements of a couple, can it contain duplicates or not. Okay, now let us see this couple. Okay, bracket. And 3. Yeah, I'm taking just the numbers, save this, and let me actually go for printing this tuple key. Okay, and that actually gives you the difference between the built-in data types. Okay, this is a curve attached. Now, likewise, you can we actually go for the different types on 34.87? Can you actually go like that or not? Let me check. Type it, compile it. Yes, you can actually go for the different data types in a tuple as well. So taking this as a consideration, we can actually tell that list and tuple both can take different data types, but the representation is different. Okay. Now, print, print off, let me go for P of 3. If you are able to print this, then we can conclude that tuple is ordered. Okay. Now save this and run this. Okay. The first element is 0. Okay. Since this is the first element, so first first element is first element is okay. Now fill. Now once again run this. So your output will have a meaning is 1. Okay, once it is ordered students, since you are able to access with the index, you are able to uh, access to the index, then the tuple is ordered. Okay, now let me type your 0 equal to 0 equal to 24. Okay, now save this. Now save this and run this. Now, tuple does not support an item assignment. This is an error that we got because of this statement. Because of this statement, we are getting an error. So, the result we can conclude tuple cannot be changed. From here students, from here, there are for a list, all these are yes, you can list is ordered, mutable, and list can contain duplicates. From here, among this ordered mutability and duplicates, you get a no. Okay, and let us check whether tuple can contain duplicates or not. Let me go for a tuple here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, again 3, 2, 5, 6, 3, 2. I'm given duplicate elements. Now print off, print off now elements of tuples are elements of tuple are n. Once you type like this, and if it is able to print all the elements, okay, then you can say tuple. Okay, let me just remove this. So this is an interpreter, right? Once you remove this, then the interpreter will go to these statements. Okay, understood? So what is happening here is, let me put this in a comment. Let me put this statement in a comment. And run this. So here, elements of tuple are. Since it is able to print, we can conclude that tuple can take duplicates. Yes. Okay, it can take the duplicate elements right in a list. But the only thing is, it is immutable. So what do you call this? What do you call this now is immutable. That is asking list is mutable, tuples are immutable. That is how you differentiate between list and tuple students. Okay, the only difference is the tuples are immutable. Okay, let us go for a few methods of the tuple students. Let me go for length of n. Okay. Once we have used this function, let us see the output what actually prints. So how many elements are there? There are 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There are 10 elements. So the length function is actually returning the number of elements of A. For okay, now let us go for the other method. Print of say some max of say n, max of n. Now show this and run this. So the maximum element of a tuple here is 6. Okay, likewise you can go for uh, minimum. Okay, once you can use the same step. Once you use the max, likewise you can go for min. Now save this and you run this, so you get a minimum element 1. Okay. And let's go for the other method. Print of sum of n. What is this n? N is the tuple. We are giving the entire tuple to the method sum. Okay, so 31. Okay, I'm just directly printing them. Okay, 31. Yes, few students are giving response. Students, these are the three functions that you can use in students. These are few of the methods that you can actually use in okay. Now, after this, it is 12 for key. Save this and let me go for the now before going save all this. I hope you are clear with the differences. You are clear with the differences in the upland list. You need to type the statements. The statements will actually tell you what it is, what the tuple is, students. Okay. Let me go for the other example. So that's set 1. Set 1. Okay. So I'm just saying these programs in the lead right students. Right. Now set say some yes equal to s equal to. You need to change the brackets. So already I have mentioned here in the table that we are filling. So our task is to fill the table. We need to complete this table. Now let me the representation here is the curly brackets. Okay. Now we need to see whether this is ordered, this can be mutable, and whether this contains duplicates or not. Okay. Therefore, the set 1, 2, 3 is a bracket, and let us print the yes. The set yes. Okay. Why I'm calling this set this yes set because I've represented with curly brackets. The brackets actually tell you which built-in data type you are trying to show. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so let me go for the other yes equal to. I will go for say 45. I will go for some KLEF and next go for 56.8. Okay, and some number from 4. Okay, and let us check whether it is taking the different data types or not. Print of yes. Print of yes. Save it. Once you save it and run this, it is able to take. So as of now, the elements that each built-in data type is able to take as of now. Okay, there is no difference. There is no difference between this tuple and set. List is taking different data types, tuple is taking different data types, set is taking different data types. Now we need to see whether it is ordered or not. Okay, let me just say yes of say some zero. Zip ordered. Now save it and let us compile it. So it is not subscriptable. Okay, we are the statement resolves zero. It's not working. So once you are not able to print with the subscript students, subscript. So this is what is called index. S of zero is index students. Once we are not able to subscript, then our set is not ordered. Okay. Now, okay, this is not one node. And let me put this in a comment. It's not subscriptable. And next, let me say some equal to, let me say some 345. Okay, let me uh, print. Print. See, once you are not able to subscript, you cannot do this, right? You cannot do this, right? And let me go for the other set. Say yes, yes equal to brackets. What is it? Then I will take 45. I take 54. Uh, I will take say some number 89. And again I will take 45. And I take 54 again. I take 2, comma 3. Okay. Once I take like this and I want to print, I I want to print the set yes. So with this, what is that I'm trying to prove is I've taken some duplicate elements here. So I've taken some duplicate elements, save this and run. So see here 54, 89, 43, and 45. Okay, we are not able to print the duplicates. Though we are giving in the set the students, we are giving the elements, duplicate elements in the set, it is not able to print the duplicate elements. That means it's not like it's not able to print the duplicate elements. Set is not allowing the duplicate elements students. So here this is a okay, you cannot actually say um, uh, you cannot take duplicates. Suppose say if there is a requirement of that, you should not take duplicates. If there is a requirement, you should not take duplicates. Then you have to go for set. It's not that set not taking duplicates is a rare. You should not consider that. If you consider it as an advantage, it is a property to students. It is a property of the set. Okay, see here, though I am giving duplicates, it's not taking. So this is the statement is okay. There is a uh, liability with this statement. Once it is pending, so it will actually check. Okay, so if there is a program like write a program to remove the duplicates, okay, a set of numbers. So what is that you do is just take the set of numbers in a set and you just try to print that. So all the elements which are actually repeated will be deleted. Okay, all those repeated elements are deleted and you can actually print the elements which are not repeated, which are unique. Okay, this is what I want to explain with set students. Okay, and there is one more, one more. Set is set can be actually say I'll take the same set. Okay, I'll write like 45, 54, 89, again 45, 54, 2, 43, and say sum 64. Okay, and I will just try to print yes, and save and run the module. And here, I've taken some duplicate elements and I just try to print it and I've given the name as yes. Okay. So here, this mutability, this the set the mutability concept is, it is an yes here. Okay. Set is mutable or immutable. Set is actually mutable students. Okay, and see, I just want to here say I'll print the ID, say yes, and here also I print ID of yes. Okay, let us save this and let us run this. Okay, and see here, and this is one different set, and this is 165845576 9. See, last three, those two are different. Actually, this ID actually gives a unique number. We should give an ID students. ID is the identification number. Okay. The identification number can be used for any linking data. Okay, it's not that I'm using it for only set. You can use it for a list. You can use it for a tuple. For that matter, you can use it for any data type. The set elements, since you are not able to use the index elements, they are unordered and and set elements are unique. That means that duplicate elements are not allowed, and set can be modified. It can be modified. Okay? It can be modified. So it is movable. Okay, and let's go for the other. Let me say this set simple and permits and permits. Let us come back to the set because there are other methods, very few methods, very simple. Effects, in the mathematics, you actually do this union, intersection, set difference, and all. These are there in this set of students. The set Python and this linear set, those methods are there. For time being, since we are running out of time, let us move to dictionary. Dictionary one. Dictionary. So what is this dictionary? Dictionary again. Dictionary. Dictionary. So when we represent a dictionary, so what is the bracket that we are using? We are using that with same curly brackets, but there is a difference between the set, tuple, and list. All these three looks like same, but they are actually different in this order, immutability, and duplicates. Okay, but dictionary is one thing, one built-in data type students, which actually have a key value pair. Let us write that point and let us move to the execution of dictionary. Let us take some elements. Let me write the point. Dictionary. Dictionary is a built-in data type. Okay, and it contains a key value pair, key value pair. So here in the website students, uh, once you are going with the student database, once I type a roll number of a student, I need to get all the details of the student. Okay. If that is the case, students, your key will be the roll number of the student and all the other details like name, branch, your phone number, your parent name, your Gmail, your email, and all. Will be considered as the values. The key is the roll number. The value of the students, like the name of the student and next the address of the student and next the contact number of the student, the branch of the student, the CGP of the student, who can be considered as the values. Okay. Now, let us go for the dictionary. Let me just create the simple dictionary students. Let's go for D equal to the same brackets 1 colon 1. This is key value 2 colon 2 and 3 colon say some string, okay, and 4 colon 98.3 and given. So this column students. So here let me just give a comment. This is the key colon. This is value. Key value. It's key value. This is a table. This is the students. Key values. Key value. Okay, let me write this pair. P-A-I. Key value pair. Let me print. Let me print P. So let us see what this will get. Run and then you are printing. Okay, so this also actually takes this near the values, right? 1, 2, and here a string and here float. So the elements that you are going to take, I think there is no difference with all the building data types. So if a question is asked, like whether dictionary variables are discrete or not, yes, they can take individual value, they can take a string, they can take a float, they can take a character, okay, it can be anything. Likewise, in set also you can take discrete data types. Also you can take discrete data types. List also can be discrete data types. So how do you actually differentiate this with all the students? All this representation, difference with how you represent them, difference in whether they are ordered or not, difference in whether they are mutable or not, difference in whether they contain digitories or not. So let me just tell you directly. I will just tell you with the group whether this dictionary can take duplicates or not. Now, this is a key, students. This is a key. This is a key. This is a key. This 1, 2, 3, 4 are the keys. Okay. So once you have a key, so let me take the other dictionary. So since we are thinking about the duplicates of, let me take again 1 and here 2, then 2 and here colon 3. Let me print if this is allowed in the dictionary, then we can consider that our dictionary can take duplicates 1, 2, 2 colon 3. That's it. But what is it we have given? We have given 1 colon 2 2:3. But what we are getting, what we got, 1:2, 2:3. See, the interpreter is not giving any statement, but it is taking the freedom of taking only the unique elements. Only the unique elements. Now, this is one key and this is one key. Both are same. Once both are same, the duplicates in the dictionary are not allowed. So here you can come up with no. Okay, duplicity is not allowed. And let me go for say again one more. Again, E. Let me go for let me take this dictionary students and let me add some more with 4 and 5 trillion and yeah 5 trillion and let me print D of say some 4. D of say some 4. Okay. Are we able to do this? Yeah, 4 is 98.3. The key 4 is the key. So what is the value? 98.3. It is like since it is a key value there, once we are able to access with this kind of thing, it is yes here. Okay, it is order. It is order. That key that value actually stores. Now let us go for the mutability of it. Mutability. Are we able to change? So B of 4 equal to 99.5 B of 4 equal to 99.5. So let me print. Let me print. Okay, so here 4 is 98.3 and we are trying to change from 98.3 to 99.5. Okay, so if you are able to do that, then 99.5. So your dictionary that we have taken here is 98.3, but once we print this, we are getting the changed version of the dictionary. The changed version of the dictionary, it is this. This is the dictionary that we have taken. We're able to change. Now, with this, we can conclude that the dictionary is actually mutable. It is actually mutable. Okay, so we have seen a lot of methods and list students, and we have concluded that it is ordered, it is mutable, and and we condense duplicates. All this once you are taking the list students, yes, but when it comes to the tuple, the tuple is ordered, it contains duplicates, but you cannot change once you create it. You cannot change it. Okay. Now, for the set strings, it is not happening because you are not able to, you cannot access them with an index. Okay. You can conclude that the set does not contain duplicates. And since both are represented with the brackets, the same goes for the dictionary. You cannot contain duplicates. But there is a difference. The set is not ordered, but this is ordered. Why we are doing this? This we are able to access the dictionary elements with the key. Okay. Now, let me go for the set again. Last 1 minute, students. Just 1 minute. Print of, let me say, print of yes. Okay. Yes, dot say some add of some 765. Say 765 is added, and again, yes. So 765 is added. So because of this add statement, you can say set is changeable. Okay, yes, I've typed it as yes. And this is about the list, tuple, set, and the dictionary students. We have filled the table. The task is completed from my side, and it is up to you taking this as a knowledge. Let me just add this in set. Yes, saved. Okay, and dictionary. Yes, done. Yes. So taking this as an input, students, I want you to be practice more on set, list, and dictionary. Okay. Yes, I'm done with my side. I'm done with my side, students. Host, are you there? Or shall I go for 30970 for the dictionary? See, that's giving same key is the problem, students. See, I've given the same key for this value 1 and the same key for 2. Once I'm trying to give students, okay, this dictionary is not actually giving any problem to us. It's not scolding us. Once you train these students, what it is giving is, it is what it is giving is, it is just printing the key which are not to be given. Duplicates are not allowed with respect to keys, but duplicates are allowed here, values. Keys should be different. Once keys are different, the elements are considered as different. You know, student roll number 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 can be Naveen. 2 can be some Sahiti. Some 3 again can be Naveen again. But roll number for this Naveen is 1, roll number for that Naveen is 3. That keys are different. Any other doubts? Please type in the chat box. Please type in the chat box so that so what we have learned is just the basic, students. Just the basics. You have functions called maps. You have function called some. You have functions called remove and the set. That's what I'm telling. Since yeah, we are running out of time, we are not getting into it. Suppose say in the call, say say some yes. If you say this, run this, you are going to get the sum. See, the sum function we have seen in list, but now we are seeing it in set. So, with this students, you need to understand that there is a lot more that you have to explore. It's a lot more. You see, after this, students, after learning the basics of the Python, you have to go into the object orientation of the Python. What is this object oriented programming that is there in the Python? Okay, what all you can do in Java, students, all those things can be done in Python. In Java, you cannot do multiple inheritance. There's a concept called multiple inheritance. You cannot do it. Python, you can do multiple inheritance. Again, in Java, to perform that multiple inheritance, people have actually introduced a concept called interface. Okay, since you cannot do multiple inheritance. And in Python, you can do multiple inheritance and also concept of inheritance is there. And see here, for a key, you need to enter all the details, of the see, I'm given as an example to you students. This Sunkara. See here, I'm just given an example, students. See, once I'm able to type, once I'm able to print the key P of 4, I'm getting the value. Am I getting the value? Yes. Likewise, you give the values. You give the values like say 4 and give some list here. You are going to get it. Some list containing name, roll number 20000, and his CGPA, which branch he belongs to, and from where he is coming to the university. Okay, I've just given the number here. Here you can do anything. The value can be anything. This is a data type. This is integer. This is a number. Okay, likewise, you can go for list here. If you don't want any duplicates, then you go for set here. Please respond to that in the chat box, students. In the chat box, and I want you people to remember this table. I remember this table. Double, you can see here, no, it cannot be added because we are not able to access through index. No, because set is not allowing duplicates. Here, no. Dictionary is also not allowing duplicates. Very simple. And double does not allow changes once you create data. Yes. Okay, and please, okay, sir, nice. Loknath, okay, sir, thank you, sir, nice. And I should thank you people for actually joining the workshop within the shortest time and that in the pandemic time. Okay, and Jaya, Jaya Sai Sri, Nagesh Kumar, thank you. Thank you for attending, students. And please practice this Python programs. Okay, not possible because tomorrow Python is taking over. Python's taking over students. Java will be there. Java has its own advantages, but whatever Java is doing, same thing Python can do. And the emotional thing, it can actually, there is an R language. There is an R language which actually performs this analysis and all. And there is MATLAB, which actually performs analysis, data analysis.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, first.
Sir, I am posting on Google Form, sir.
Yes, yes. Yes, participants, before leaving, you people have to fill the Google form. Please fill the Google form. Please fill the Google form. Please download and start practicing. First, it is saying it's not accepting any responses it sends.
No, sir. I already I kept in accepting responses, sir. Yes, sir. It's working, sir. Now.
Participants, please check. It is taking the responses it sends.
I deem it a great honor and privilege to propose the vote of thanks on this memorable occasion. First and foremost, I would like to thank our special guest Uday Kiran sir, who despite in these hard times has found the time to grace this occasion. We are grateful to our college and management and staff for their tremendous support. My heartfelt thanks to all volunteers and faculty for their valuable contribution, guidance, and encouragement in all our efforts. I owe special gratitude to my friends who have attended this webinar and made this event a grand success. Thank you.
Thank you, students. Thank you for giving me a responsibility, and this is an opportunity. Thank you very much, and I thank all the audiences who have attended and made this two-day program a wonderful, highly successful program. Thank you. Thank you for all the coordinators who have actually coordinated this. Yes,
Thank you,
this
sir.
document will be shared with students.
Thank you so much, sir, for coming this.
Only documented since I'll just give it to you and you just share it. Okay.